from I think it was last Q&A. I told you about a strategy that we were going to use for this coming Prime that's just gone, whereby we were going to run PPC ads the day before Amazon Prime Day to rank our products really, really well. And then we were going to use organic search to sell our products on Prime Day. And I went into all details about why that was super cool, at least why I thought it was super cool, and what the strategy was and the philosophy behind the strategy, because I feel like that's important for you to understand that too. All right, so a word on Prime Day. Dun, dun, dun. What was Neil's Prime Day like? So I had a rather audacious target for Prime where I wanted to do $150,000 US dollars in sales over that 2-day period, which was rather audacious as far as a goal had gone. And I did not hit my audacious goal of $150,000, but I did make 6 figures, so that's kind of cool. And that was therefore the biggest Prime Day sales that I've had. 6 figures for the businesses, which was really, really great, and I was really rather pleased about that. So let me tell you a little bit about Prime Day, so you can hopefully get. This will be completely uninspiring, but I want to just give you the, you know me, the good, the bad, and the friggin' ugly. So here's what happened on Prime Day. So we had Prime Day itself was a real, or Prime Days was a real mixed bag for us. It was a crazy, crazy mixed bag. So we had one product that was suspended just prior to Prime. So we had done everything to get it ready for Prime. All the ads were in place, all the PPC, blah, 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 blah. And then literally at the 11th hour before Prime, Amazon suspended our listing, which sucked. So we couldn't, and that was suspended. I mean, it's still suspended now. So that was suspended for Prime, so we couldn't make any sales at all for that product. And of course, I got stock in there. Everything was ready as it should be. So that sucked. Another one of our products, we found that our supplier, this is an American product, we found that our supplier had completely altered what's called the formulation, what you and I can think of as the recipe. So this is a product I've been selling for a while, and our supplier, frig knows what they were thinking, but they just changed the entire formulation for our product without telling us, just changed it. So of course our product tasted absolutely mind-blowingly different. So that product has heaps and heaps of repeat customers, and there's a whole lesson in that for you about repeat customers. So of course, when we were sending them the new product, they thought they were going to get the old product, but they were getting this new product, and so they started complaining and leaving shitty reviews. And so we had to pause that listing because I didn't want to do a big launch on Prime, only to find out we were going to get loads and loads of shitty reviews. So we've stopped all that listing, which sucked. I had another product. I told you this is going to be inspiring. So one thing I encourage you to do is when you're going to do a Prime launch, what you do is you do all your advertising beforehand, and you make sure all your ads get approved, and then you simply pause your ads. So let's suppose you're doing Facebook ads. You set them all up, get them approved, so you're ready to go, and then on Prime Day you press go, so all your ads are ready, all done and dusted. You don't need to worry about it. And I followed my own advice, set that whole thing up, and then pressed play on Facebook ads, and half an hour later Facebook took them down. Given that they'd already approved my ads, they decided that they actually didn't want to run those ads, so you can't have those ads running. So that completely ruined all of the Facebook advertising for that particular product. Instagram, this is being run, such an inspiring bloke with this. Instagram removed all of the like buttons. You may have seen that they did that. They just removed all of the the notifications that tell you how many people like a post on Instagram. We had one particular post that we had been getting heaps and heaps of likes on to create this massive amount of social proof, and we were going to use that post as the basis for an advertising strategy for one of our products for Prime. And then Instagram just removed all the likes from the post because they didn't want to do that anymore, so we couldn't use that anymore, so that kind of sucked. YouTube. So we're doing some YouTube ads, and you probably are aware that YouTube had an outage on some of its products, some of its areas. So our YouTube ads didn't run for the Prime promotions that we wanted them to run, and on and on and on and on and on. So yeah, so it was kind of fun. And again, I just want you to know that it never ever goes to plan. It never ever runs smoothly. It never ever turns out the way you thought it was going to turn out. So you have to prepare yourself and become emotionally resilient to that. Otherwise, you'll give up. That's the bottom line. Otherwise, you'll just give up and think it's too hard. But even with all that bullshit going on, I still made 6 figures in 2 days on Amazon. So had I gone, this is clearly not working, I'm just going to stop, that's a significant amount of money in 2 days I would never ever have made. So I hope that gives you a little bit of insight into how these things work. It never ever stops. There's always bullshit going on. That never stops. Never ever stops. So Prime, the Prime Day strategy. Just to come back to your question, I got off on a bit of a rant there, Matt. Just to come back to your question, the strategy that we undertook, whereby we ran the PPC ads prior to Prime and then switched them off during Prime, which is counterintuitive and runs contrary to what everybody else tells you to do, was for the most part a massive, massive success. I think approximately 80% of the products that we've used that strategy on, it worked really, really well. 20% didn't do much at all, but for the other 80, it worked really, really well. And in my book, that's a success. In my book, that's a success. Notice, it wasn't 100% successful. It never is. But that's still okay. That's still okay. Even with 80% success, it still made us a shitload of money, which my lovely, lovely wife is going to get lots of that for her birthday. So, which is kind of cool. This is exactly as it should be. So, I hope that helps, Matt. I did go on a bit of a rant there, so I don't know what else is. What else can I tell you about that? The other thing that I thought was really cool about that as well was that by having the question in my head, how can I make $150,000 in 2 days on Amazon? Having that question and then sitting down and actually working the question through, working the answers through, was massively helpful for me, because even though I didn't hit my target, I got close, but we were like $12,000 off it, something like that. So it's still a significant amount of money for me, at least. And but going through that, it really did get me thinking a lot more about everything that needed to happen to create that 2-day sale to be a really good money-making exercise. So it's little things like the stock we'd need to have in to make $150,000, the marketing we'd need to have in place, when I'd need to have the stock in place, what team I'd need in place beforehand, what were some of the potential problems that were going to come up, how could I mitigate those problems ahead of time, things like that. Given that this product currently makes X, how can I get that product to 10X for Prime? Asking myself those kind of questions and then going through the answers and working it out, I think was a massive, massive beneficial. So if you haven't done that for your business, how can I make whatever that first number is for you, then I think that's a really great thing to sit down and work through, because the answer to that, the complete answer to that, will be incredibly revealing, and it will also set your mindset up, because what you tend to do at the end of it is you tend to go, holy shit, I can do that. I can do all those things, and it gives you belief. And I think it's the belief what's more important than anything else. The belief that you can do it oftentimes is the precursor to you actually going ahead and doing it, or certainly taking the action at least to do that. So that was really, really important as well, just as an adjunct to that particular one. How that worked. Oh, the other thing as well is something that just popped into my head right now. So we did that question, the Amazon Prime question. I asked myself that like 5 months ago, something like that, the 150,000 for Prime. Right now is the time to ask yourself the question, how can I make X, whatever X is for you, over Christmas on Amazon? Right now is the time to ask yourself that question. Not in November. Now is the time to ask yourself that question, because you'll need that time to get shit set up. You need that time to get shit set up. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales have used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on, a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.